August 2023, we had a case of a woman who subjected some girls to female genital mutilation in the central river of the Gambia. And as a result, these people were taken to police and then were prosecuted.
So when they were fined, we noticed that they had solidarity from a group who really went out there to pay the fines, and they also made a lot of statements in the support of FGM.
And what they raised is the concern of people practicing their religious rights and their traditional rights, and at the end of the day, they've been taken before court and they were prosecuted, and then they were fined money for an option of a jail time. So the matter of the day was raised in Parliament by the Honourable Member for Central Badibu. This prompted a private member bill. This bill aims to lift the ban on the FGM.
My bill is very clear. What I'm just working is the liberalization of the choice of people. That is, if all the 32A is deleted and the 32B is deleted, everybody has the leverage right to perform his or culture or religion. That's my proposal. Thank you.
Hanna to misal fe amanke dinati bare 95% majority wole ko men fo ko nyata tamala banko kan misil mo lel mon tolti na dino le mati more than 95% wole misil moti banko kan jang yalde ko muy la dino to nyata tamale la banko kan.
CSOs have put in so much effort to make sure that FGM was a no-no for us. Getting the information that it was going to be repealed was a bit shocking.
Because we have to convince the people that FGM is wrong. FGM hurts the woman, the girl, and throughout her reproductive life, she suffers one way or another.
It's an alarming situation for the Gambian women and girls, but it is also something that needs to be looked at, because if we don't succeed in keeping the FGM ban, it will also be a problem for the rest of the world, wherever women's issues are being pushed back, and we know that they are.
For the last 30 years, there's been a lot of efforts to try to end FGM within communities. And what happened in the Gambia shows us that we have failed somewhere along those lines. And now we really need to reevaluate what we need to do next. It's important that we all come together, and it's important that we all help each other answer these questions.
We all came together, organizations came together, and we formed the CSO against FGMC.
The different organizations were given different roles. Every organization with your expertise, those that do social media, went and did social stuff on social media. Those that could do radio and television did. And then we also used the print media. Went into the communities. There were funds, so we gave funds to different organizations that went into the communities.
While we were advocating at the national level or regional level, the CSOs actually took it to the community level.
So going to these communities and talking to people directly, sensitizing them, telling them about the harmfulness associated with FGMC.
We know that in many households in the Gambia, men take decisions, they take the lead. So it was important to have them as part of it, especially community leaders, heads of families, and also some religious leaders as well.
We have been meeting with National Assembly members to discuss with them, to let them understand how the situation is like, how this threat to repeal the bill, the negative consequences and the impact it's going to have on society as a whole.
We also wrote engagement letters to the different political parties so that they can engage their members at the National Assembly. Unfortunately, we got no response when we also wrote to the President pleading that he engage his National Assembly members to oppose the repeal.
So we all, different organizations presented position papers and Parliament took note.
We also took up digital advocacy, wherein we use social media as a platform to send our messages because the press were not really in support of what we were doing. They did not grant us the audience, they did not grant us the space to come out and talk to people and reach to have a wider reach.
The press was really a challenge because obviously we understood that they needed to give the voices to everyone, those who were against and those who were pro. But sometimes the information was circulating without fact-checking, without talking to the right people.
Their advocacy gained momentum because they were given platform by a lot of media houses in the Gambia. Secondly, also their voices were amplified when the National Assembly decided to one of them decided to bring this issue as a motion at the National Assembly. And when that happened, the issue was blown out of proportion and the issue becomes a national issue.
It was so terrifying to my colleagues. One of the issues they were terrified, whosoever dare vote, be rest assured that you will not come back for re-election. You will not be re-elected.
We put them here. We put them there. The power is us, belongs to us. Let them do what they want to do. We will do what we want to do.
Initially, before we go to the third reading, it was very tough because members of parliament were asking if there would be a secret voting so that they can vote secretly. But unfortunately, our standing orders does not allow secret voting, so the voting must be in the open.
So a lot of people feared also to hear the imam talk about, especially when they name their own names. So it is a bit fearful.
min wa tubabol ɓuuɗade on kan walla kumato ko ɗammalabata par mine sayon kan yimɓankum kan alnameta moyne ta majlisi tiya jang yañinin kañum kuwon.
We all know that our religious leaders are very powerful and many people are afraid of them because we believe that they have spiritual means and powers that they can use to harm people. And because of this, I can see so many activists who before the campaign have been very active in this area, but at that time, most of them were silent. They decided to keep quiet because they were afraid.
Bankola dino Islam manina yin kafun dimolo hakola par bankola dino bu muslimiya teliye ba wala ko gambe mu kafir bankol algana tawo ka fanya ko nyaka haram dan siralu ka haram.
Because at a point we really saw that we really needed more financial support than we were able to do, because this came through the year, not beginning of the year, and none of the organizations really planned for it. It was not in our budget. The best we could do is to try to see how we could align our budget to really support, meaning we were not financially strong to really advocate. And with advocacy, you really need numbers, but you also need financing.
as a friend.
Yes, I'm just going there.
We receive funds from the UN system, from UNICEF, from UNFPA. So we had these funds, and then we decided to spread ourselves.
It's a joint effort. It's UN who played a critical role in bringing all the actors together, having a strategy, constant advocacy, bringing the evidence, also mass awareness.
We were there to support the national CSOs to ensure that their voice were heard, that they were able to sensitize and raise awareness across the country with different constituencies in different regions, and also give them the international platform that they needed to tell the world that, look, in the Gambia, this is what is happening.
We needed to also probably take our National Assembly members outside the Gambia to go and see and listen to other people who are also Muslims like us, who are also have people who practice FGM among their communities like us.
Magic happened, when we had the opportunity to travel with the National Assembly members to Egypt.
Egypt and the Gambia, we sort of like the same culture. We have Christians and we have Muslims here, and so same thing, Christians and Muslims in Egypt. So we learned a lot from them. We talked to their doctors, we talked to their parliamentarians, we talked to the people from the university also.
In the Gambia, our National Assembly as well as communities were debating medicalization of FGM, and it was very important that the Gambia learns from the Egypt experience, because Egypt is the only Muslim majority country that has medicalized FGM and then went ahead and criminalized the medicalization of FGM. So it was important that our National Assembly learns from the different processes Egypt had to go through in order for them to be where they are, and what's allowing them to bring the numbers of FGM down across Egypt.
When we went to Egypt, we understand that Egypt in the first FGM was not a problem there, but as time goes on, they realized that it had more harm onto the women and children, so it was banned. But they said, no, it cannot be banned, it has to be performed by senior medical officers. So it was done, but they realized that still now the benefit of it, the harm overweights the benefit. So as a result, they decided to go back and ensure that the idea of medicalization was also abolished.
I think when we were leaving Egypt, I had a lot of confidence in the work that we did, because in Egypt, I saw people that went in there arguing that FGM was a religious practice, to them asking questions. It wasn't just the National Assembly members going on a trip where, like everyone assumed that this was a way of bribing them, but this was actually a trip where they engaged, they learned, they asked questions, and you can see how interested they were in this topic and their willingness to really take away from it.
We did our findings and we were more than convinced. We have more than enough evidence. In fact, when we are writing our report, some of the literatures we can't include everything, because had it been we include all the literature, we could have a booklet. But we tend to take some of the most salient things, some of the most salient points, and we report it to Parliament.
You cannot come Indian crowd inside. Go and arrange yourself.
Today's vote for the anti-FGM bill, and we are here at the National Assembly with our sisters standing in solidarity for Gambian women to ensure that this law stays and that we're keeping Gambian women safe. That's why we're here today.
Stakes are very high today. It's for me, it's kind of an emotional day, and honestly, we don't know what's going to happen. I was hopeful until yesterday. after seeing some interactions online, I've lost a little bit of hope. But, you know, I'm still confident that something might happen in our favor.
Kambiale di luale ya mare konsin na dino tamandila diata nyami yo ni la fita ko dino ka kairo sabate ndi banko kan wono abeno nyami ya bulaw nyama moli bi janne milikata mebile mum mene ye isi la tabaliya mulkata ya tujeta wala munna ko modu mandiwa.
Because last night even we saw some National Assembly members that we thought were on our side, and they're saying that they will vote to repeal the law. So because of that, we don't know how much more votes we have, who has changed their mind. So I am scared.
We are hopeful that the bill to repeal the female circumcision ban will be passed. We are hopeful that this will be a day, a moment in the history of Gambian women where they are victorious.
I'm here as a survivor of FGM. I am here to support the rights and protection of Gambian women and girls.
You know, we're hopeful of a positive outcome, that the National Assembly members have listened to their constituents, their constituencies, they've been there, and they know that the masses of Gambian women support the repeal of the ban.
I think the MPs are going to do the right thing today. They are going to do the right thing by Gambian women and girls.
We're all human, and when fate is involved in something, people get scared and people... But we'll see. We'll see. Honorable.
Wow, so honorable.
you are fully escorted.
I'm fully
Today you are the big one.
No, today you see, today I'm like one of you.
No. Okay.
Like already I'm one of you.
How are you?
Fine.
Yeah. General respect for that. It is.
As I said, honorable members, every member has a copy of the Women's Amendment Bill 2024, and we are looking through it clause by clause. So, honorable members, those in favor of the clause to stand part of the bill, please raise your tags. Those against, please raise your tags. So the noes have it. Thank you. This bill has been considered at the Committee of the Whole Assembly without its clauses standing part of the bill. Under the circumstance where the Assembly has never witnessed a scenario of an entire bill negatived at consideration stage, the Women Amendment Bill 2024, having gone through the consideration stage with all the clauses voted down, is hereby deemed rejected and negative. This ruling is appropriate as the Assembly cannot be engaged in such a futile exercise as to allow the bill to proceed to third reading without its clauses.
For me, it's a win for the Gambia, it's a win for the women and girls, but not necessarily a win for the civil society organization.
For me, the biggest lesson for me, which I was so proud of, was that we came together as one. Civil society came together as one. We forgot about our differences. We were together and we worked so well together. I hope we continue that because it was amazing. We were never tired.
I mean, I think the general message is that we should not sit and wait for the next crisis to happen, no matter the issue on women's health and sexual reproductive health and rights. That the movement we created since last September 2023 is very important for us to keep. We have to keep the momentum. As we mentioned, making sure that the media, the development partners, the government, the civil society organization is in sync to make sure that the next time, hopefully not, when issues like this arise, that we are ready to really take it forward.